Alessia Cara, thanks a lot for taking the time. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I've been meaning to ask you this for a while. So, you were supposed to host the Junos.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, you flew to Saskatoon to host the Junos.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And then, it was just in like the beginning of all of this chaos, right? So everything was sort of up in the air anyway. And I was like, I had my fingers crossed for it. And then when we landed, they were like, we don't know if this is going to happen. Just hold for a couple hours. We're going to figure it out. And then, basically that night turned into the next morning. It was like 2 a.m. and they were like, hey, we can't do this. So then I had to like fly back like a few hours later. I felt so awful. Cause I mean, I was so excited for it, but I mean, like obviously safety first. And we kind of all figured it was going to happen. It was like right at the beginning of like the peak. So we were like, all right, just had high hopes for it. And then obviously it didn't work out, but hopefully we can figure something out after this all ends.
Yeah, I have an idea that everyone who didn't win a Juno yet, they should never find out whether they won or not, and they can always call themselves a potential Juno winner. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, I know. I was thinking that. I'm like, are people ever going to know if they won or not? It's like so up in the air, but exactly. I mean, you can't say you didn't win if no one won. So there
You
you go.
could say for the rest of your life, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm a potential Juno winner, 2020.
The potential, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's up in the air. So I'm a potential Juno winner. Yeah.
How's everything going for you? Where are you right now? Where are we talking to you?
You're talking to me from my home in Toronto, Ontario.
And what have you been doing to pass the time? Keep your mind active.
I have been trying like to do things that I normally wouldn't have time for when I'm touring, which is like cooking and catching up on shows and movies and stuff, reading books, doing things that I always make excuses for not having the time to do. I'm like trying to do them now.
I know I had Rick Mercer say to me the other day that he said like there are things he always said he'd do if he ever got the time, and now he's still not doing them, which lets him know he's just never going to do them.
Yeah, and exactly. Well, there's a saying. How does the saying go? Like, if you really want to, you'll find a way, and if you don't, you'll always find an excuse. So that's how you know if you really want to do something or not.
But I feel like you of all people would be dealing with this thing is how like your first big hit was about how much you love staying home.
True, but you know what? There's something about having the option. It's having the option that is nice. But now that we don't have the option, it just feels like we're trapped. Um, yeah, it's so weird. And also, like I was getting used to. I mean, I've been doing this now for like 5 years, and so I was getting used to my life now being like constant travel and not being in the same place. And then just as you get used to that, it's like now we're just completely doing a 180. But you know what? It's nice. I'm trying to like take this time to find silver linings and be reflective and spend time with my family and stuff.
Yeah, are you able to be creative while you're doing all those things?
You know what? At first it was difficult, but I think the longer you kind of sit with yourself and reflect, the easier it is to pull from that, if that makes sense. And I've been finding like inspiration in this like transitional period and like looking at the bigger picture and um, kind of thinking about the repercussions of our actions as people and what that means and like pulling from that, I guess.
How do you hope we're all changed coming out of this thing?
Well, I mean, I hope at the very least, oh, excuse me, let me turn my ringer off. I hope at the very least that we can like come out of it with a new perspective on simple things like being able to see each other in person and like all these little things that we don't typically think about. Like, I hope, I don't know, we'll just keep that in mind moving forward. Because these are things, I know it sounds like kind of cheesy, but it's like we take so many things for granted. And then sometimes it takes something as huge as this for us to be kind of shaken up a little bit and realize like, oh yeah, the reality of what we get to live every day. Um, at the very least, I hope that that happens, that we just like have a new appreciation for simplicity and, you know, things that we always take for granted.
I hope I can keep wearing a jean jacket in my house.
I don't even know how you're doing that. I can't. I haven't worn jeans in like any type of a denim in like so long because I can't. Do you like? Are you comfortable in a jean jacket?
Oh yeah, man. Like about 3 weeks before the pandemic, about 3 weeks before, I bought my very first pair of like soft pants. Like my very first pair of like not jeans, like it just like track pants. And I'm so happy I have them, but I need to put jeans on every day just to feel like I'm
What?
part of the world, you know?
No way. You're wearing jeans every day?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Oh
wearing
my
jeans
God.
every day.
How are you doing that? I could not. Wow. I applaud you. I cannot. I haven't worn jeans in like in like several months. It's the best. I can't wear jeans unless it's like unless they're like really baggy where I can move in them, you know. But I need
No,
my limbs to be like free.
this is my version. This is my version of dressing up.
No, you look great. You look amazing. This is mine, which is
Yeah, you look great too. Hey, can I ask you a weird question?
yeah.
Is your do you have your Grammy there? Like, is it in your house?
Here, no, it's not here. It's at my parents' house. They have it like in this
Oh.
over the fireplace on this like little. They made like this little setup with all these little awards on it, and then like the Grammys in the middle. They wanted to keep the first one, so hopefully I'll get another one day, and I can keep it here.
I love what a bad thing you just said, which you said they wanted to keep the first one.
You got to put it out there. You got to put it out there in the universe. Fake it till you make it. Always.
You know what? I'll call dibs on Grammy 13.
Say that again. Sorry, you cut out.
I'll call dibs on Grammy 13.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. I don't know if we'll make it there. Hopefully, that would be great. But if I do get 13, you can take the 13th.
You've been singing songs. You've been part of Stronger Together, you know, helping to raise money for the food bank, still performing. Why is that so important to you?
Um, well, I feel like, when you're sort of stuck in this circumstance, like we all are, you sort of feel sometimes helpless because you don't know what to do. And so I think doing our part as people in the public eye, like it's the least we can do, using our resources to help out. And I mean, the least I could do is sing something and, try to cheer people up, but at the same time, like raise some money to help these guys who are like risking their lives every single day just to save lives. It's crazy what they're doing. And you just see all the stuff going on in the news and you see like how physically it's affecting them, and I can imagine emotionally and mentally. And from home it's like the least we can do, when in a time where you feel kind of helpless.
What are you looking forward to doing once this pandemic's lifted?
Oh man, I can't wait to travel again. I like always take that for granted because it's so exhausting to travel, but now that I can't, I just you just remember how great the world is and like seeing different parts of it, and I just can't wait to do that again. I just want to like see cobblestone roads again.
You're going to play a song for us right now, which I'm grateful for. I never knew so many artists to play songs in their living rooms before.
Oh yeah. Well, now it's like the thing. This is like the new concert is in the living room.
By the way, I will say you have one of the cooler living rooms I've seen on this thing.
Really? Thank you. I got the ceilings like I like the exposed cementish ceiling. I don't know what it's called, but thank you.
I think it's called the exposed cementous ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I asked for, and this is what. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you.
Let me see the ceiling, Alessia.
Can you see? Wait. Can you see the?
Oh yeah, real nice.
Yeah, see, it's pretty cool. And then I got some self-help art over there. It says it's a giant it's a giant poster.
Can I see it? Can I see the show me the self-help art?
All right. I need all the help I can get, Tom. It says, "Look at you. You're doing great." So every morning,
Oh, that's so nice.
every morning when I come downstairs, I have to be reminded that I'm all right. Otherwise, I will, um, you know, feel like I'm not.
Listen, I hear you, but I also think that like you've given that voice to a lot of people. I think up until your song started coming out, there wasn't such like a comfort in being able to say to one another, especially during a time like this, like, "Hey, I'm not doing okay." Like I tweeted a thing out like an hour ago that I never would have tweeted, which was that like I'm kind of in a bad mood. I'm kind of having a bad day. Like I think that you in your music are all about giving people permission to feel those things, especially at a time like this.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's the hope. I mean, there's a way to obviously be positive and bring some sort of escapism to people, but it's also important to show the other side and like let people know that any type of melancholy or sadness is valid no matter what, especially in this time. Like, you got to give yourself time, no matter your circumstance, or room to like feel sometimes. Am I allowed to say that? Probably not, but crappy, bad.
Whatever. That's okay. I think this show airs at like 4 a.m. Don't worry.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're fine. But yeah.
By the time this airs, I'll be demoted to a Twitch stream, Alessia. Don't worry.
I'm sorry. I won't be allowed back. This is our last interview. I'm sorry.
No. By the time this airs, I'll just be playing Animal Crossing for the CBC. That'll be it.
No. Oh my God. I haven't played that, by the way. Have you played Animal Crossing? I heard it's like this.
No, but all of my friends are obsessed with it. Are you playing any video games at all?
There's this old game that I used to play as a kid that I still play called Roller Coaster Tycoon. You have to like build an entire theme park, and you like have to be like a businessman and like do all this stuff. And it's my favorite game, and I play it all the time. I'm trying to get to Tycoon level on this last level, and it's too hard. I can't do it.
I love Roller Coaster Tycoon. I always keep on building wooden roller coasters, even though they keep breaking down.
Always break down, always up in flames, always crashing. It's the worst.
Hey, my theme park is always dirty. It's always rotten. I can never keep it clean.
I know. People like throw up everywhere. I have to like hire like 25 custodians. I know. It's tough. It's hard out here.
When this is all over, they're going to hire you and me to manage Canada's Wonderland, and it'll be great.
Perfect. After we both get fired because I swore, now we're going to have to just, run theme parks.
I love talking to you, man. Thanks for making the time.
Thank you. Thank you for making the time. I know this is weird, with everything, but thank you for making the time for me. And your living room looks great, by the way. Can't even tell that we're not in the studio.
You know what? It may not be cement, but it's my grandmother's blanket, so things are pretty good.
Hey, that's better. That's amazing.